Well, thank you. Well, thank you, Mr. Alex Xu. I really do appreciate you have as a co-organizer with me to organize this press conference. Actually, if Alex, you can actually first meet a few more people in,
Okay,
and then
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do
I
that
think
right
there's
now.
more. Yeah, okay. And then if you can actually bring up your PPT. So I just wanted to kind of speak about certain background in terms of racism. Obviously, that racism has a very long-standing history in North America. Anywhere from the 1900, when the Asians were being called yellow peril, to the hepax, and now calling COVID as Chinese virus. Actually, Alec, can you scroll down further?
Okay.
Which is the first slide. Yeah, thank you. So this is snapshots that I took from the hate crime prevention presentation by YRP on March 31st this year, and they do provide a lot of education to educate the public how to prevent hate crime and what is hate crime as well. So as we can see, another slide, which is there's a lot of political motivated hate. Say for example, the former U.S. President Donald Trump calling the Chinese virus, and therefore actually accelerated and create a lot of racism against Asian all across North America. And in fact, obviously, Asian community is not the only community suffering this racism. It can basically racism or the hate motivated crimes can be against any race, any color, any religion, gender, age, sexual orientation, national or ethnic groups, right? Mental or physical disability, those things. Can you scroll down another slide? Thank you. And in fact, when we talk about racism, it's really speaking through in the lens of human rights. And our the YRP presentation at that time, in March, stated very clearly, this is a good reference, quick reference chart. Actually, can you scroll down a little bit to kind of show the entire screen? Yeah, that's right. So this is a very good, quick reference chart as what constitute as hate crime, criminal offense, or hate incident. And I think that one of the very important thing. Another slide, please. So one of the very important points that during that education, YRP did pointed out is that underreporting of hate crime. I think it is really mostly due to driven by fear, and they do encourage victims to speak up, and I also wanted to say thank you to Xin Yue, for your courage to come out and speak about your incident, and which is very important, and also you're supported by your friends and neighbors, which is a very important elements when we're addressing racism in Canada. And when we look at the global community perspective, in York region we have 1.2 million population, and what we call the visible minorities is really the people with color. It really consists of 43%, and about 45% is immigrants, and we have like over 120 different languages, and we have this is a very extremely diverse community. And when we add up all these numbers, I think that as a community, from a whole community standpoint, we should be all united together to address this racism issue. And then when we actually another slide, please. And when we look at the breakdown of the top 8 country of origin, about 20,000 actually come from China, and then about 6,900 come from Iran, about 3,000 come from the Philippines, 2,600 come from India, 1,900 from Pakistan, 1,200 from South Korea, and then from United States and Russia. So as you can see that like the composition of our community is extremely diverse. And I think that like racism really have no place in our community. Obviously, we condemn any of the racism, incidents and activities, and especially people who deliberately to stir up hate and division in our community. So if you actually go to another slide, yeah, thank you. So just from a faith affiliation standpoint, as you can see that we're also extremely diverse as well. So 77% of population within York region, have religious affiliation, and we should treat everybody this equally, and we should not have any racism against any of the religious or anything. So another slide, please. Just like York Regional Police, presentation back in March mentioned that they're really policing through the lens of human rights, and we do need to protect different race, color, religious, place of origin, sexual orientation, age, marital status, disability. That is a very diverse group of people that we really do need to protect. And again, I just wanted to express my deepest sympathy to the victim in this incident, and also wanted to say thank you so much for your courage to come forward to speak from your perspective, how this incident really affects you. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Amanda Gallucci. For the next part, since I'm going to do the translation, just in case. So can you, do the sort of, dialogue with Mr. Singh Yu? So the victim.
So actually, I think Alex, there's more slide here, which is the incident by York Regional Police.
Okay.
Right. So basically, York Regional Police has tweeted out this incident and really, encourage anyone, the general public, to help identify the attacker. Because obviously, I know that YRP is deeply involved in this investigation. So if anyone who have any lead may actually lead to identifying this suspect, please do pass your lead to YRP to help their investigation. Yeah, and at the same time, our mayor, City of Markham Mayor Frank Scarpitti, also have expressed the his deepest sympathy. Another side, please, Alec. Yeah, thank you. His deepest sympathy about this incident, and also condemn the racial attack in this case as well. And also, Markham Thornhill Mary Ng, our MP elect, and she also condemned this incident as well, along with MP elect Paul Chain, which is in Markham Unionfield. He also condemned this incident. So, I just want to let Xin Yue know that you do have our support, the entire community support, in this situation. So, again, racism against anyone is really awful. It is, it doesn't really represent our diverse community. And I look forward to hear what you have to say about this incident as well. So, Alex.
Okay. So now can we call upon our victim, Ms. Xin Yu, to speak? And then Councillor Amanda Gallucci, please kindly do the interview or whatever dialogue that you want to interact.
Okay. Yeah. 新月，呀，谢谢你的来临啊。你可以说了。Oh, there's no voice. 我们听不到你。
你可以 unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Yeah,
听到了。
听到了。
Oh, excuse me. Right now very stressful. I just only feel comfortable speak Chinese.
可以哈，
Hope you
是的
understand.
哥，I 可以替你翻译一下的啊。
Yeah, yeah. I'll try my best.
感谢杨艺兴，感谢这个 Facebook Alex，感谢我西工大校友会组织了这次会议，我非常感谢警察、还有媒体、社会各界人士、华人团体以及议员对我的关注，特别是感谢轻松加拿大的林凤云先生，他在第一时间对我的关心和帮助。感谢我的邻居们，我的 Chinese neighborhood， 他们给了我非常大的支持、帮助和勇气。我也特别感谢我的先生和我的家人对我最大的 support。这件事情给我很大的，使我受到很大的刺激，我的身心感觉受到极大的创伤。我当时其实只是想让他把他的狗看住，我可以安安心心的跑完我的步子。可是因为我以前被狗咬过，而且我非常的怕狗，可是我没想到他对我进行辱骂和攻击。我现在非常的焦虑 stress angry scared 我不敢出门 scared go out， 因为我不知道他会在什么时候什么地点随时带着他的狗冲出来 attack me。 我现在最大的希望就是希望大家来帮助我，支持我，替我伸张正义，停止这种种族仇视和这种暴力行为。我希望早日抓到这个凶犯，让他绳之以法，受到法律应有的惩罚。我希望有一个和平安全的社区，我可以在加拿大安心平静的生活。谢谢。
Yeah, thank you. I just want to do some translation. So, Sinyu start by saying thank you for all the support from the community, from the friends, the husband, and the neighborhood group. You know, like basically, she was just trying to, you know, because she has been attacked by dog when she was young, and she's really afraid of dogs. She just want that guy to just make sure take care of the dog with the leash, and she's trying to stand up for the public safety, but end up she was getting the attack, getting the insult, getting all these racial slur. Now she's really afraid, she's really traumatized. She doesn't know if she can go out to do her normal jogging anymore, because she doesn't know if that guy will come out and attack her again. So it's really, it's very trouble for her. So what she hope is the community can help to make sure that we get this guy, and at the same time make sure, like she get the, will be able to have a more peaceful way of living, so that she can continue her life, in a normal way. So, Councillor Amanda, did I miss anything?
No, no, actually, you translated very well. I really, really have a lot of sympathy to the victim, and I think that everybody can, really relate to it, especially people of color, because this can happen to ourselves, our family members, or our elderly parents. Um, Seeing this happen, in our neighborhood, it's just really, really disturbing. We're supposed to have a very peaceful neighborhood here, and seeing attack like this, I mean, just like the victim said, it really kind of make us kind of afraid to go out, and which is not as supposed to be. So yeah, I really, really am sorry to hear the incident.
So actually, I personally encountered the same issue when I was young. So I was bit by also a brown dog, similar look, the dog, bitten by a couple of times. So basically you can see my hands still have stitches. Take me take me at least 20 years to 30 years before I can overcome those things. Now I'm good with the dog. There's good dog, there's bad dog. Nobody know. If you are not in a leash garden, you should not be doing that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, in fact, just from a council member's perspective as well, in general public area, we should be leashing our dog. Dogs can be only unleashed in a dogs free park, right? So anyways, I wanted to continue to hear the alumni association, Mr. Lee Sin, what he has to say as well.
Please go ahead. I'm gonna admit more people.
我需要打开摄像头吗？
可以。我给你 sharing. Just hold on. Go ahead.
好，大家好，我是西北工业大学加拿大校友会的会长李新。新月呢是我们的一个校友，新月呢是一个非常热情善良的女士。这次发生在新月身上的种族仇恨事件，令我们非常震惊和愤慨。没想到这样的恶性事件就发生在我们熟悉的人身上。事件发生后，我们校友会引起了极大的反响，大家纷纷对新月表示了慰问和关心。我们校友会也积极做出了行动，给多位议员和社区发出了通报函件，寻求帮助。我们非常感谢阿曼达杨议员在收到函件通报后，立即筹划准备了这次新闻发布会。我们大家呢都是普通平凡的人，动刀动枪、热血奋斗，那是需要足够的胆略和能力。但是反对种族仇恨，给予受害者支持和鼓励，我们只需要分享我们的热心和爱心就行了。我希望我们大家团结起来，奉献我们的热情和爱心，共同努力，来维护我们自由、平等和安全的生活环境。谢谢。
So I'm gonna translate, really brief. Basically, Mr. Lee, it's the chairman of the Northeast Polytechnic University's president. So he was surprised, like the racism is increased since the pandemic, but not only increased, but it also, come upon to some of our friends. Like Xin Yu is one of the member of the organization. So he was really astounded that, this is actually a very real issue, and we got to work together to make sure it's not happening again. So did I miss anything, Councillor Amanda?
No, I think that you covered all the essence of this speech as well. And I just wanted to mention that Xin Yue also graduated from this polytechnic as well. And that's why the president is also speaking up on her behalf, which is, again, it's very nice to see that the victim is receiving so many support. And that is something that we also need to continue to do as well.
So can I call upon the neighborhood group leader, Hu Ying, to speak? So Hu Ying, can you put your video? Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Hi, OK, my name is Ying Hu，我名字叫胡颖，我住在跟新月是同一个社区，很难想象这件事情就发生在我们社区，发生在我们 Lovely Canada， 而且是发生在我家的后院的篱笆外，所以说，这个事情发生以后，第一时间我们整个的华人，整个的社区 neighborhood 里头，我们的邻居有200多人的 group， 引起了所有200多人的愤慨。然后呢，这200多人每一天事情发生以后，都会到这个案发当地去看，或者是周围的社区里头去监视，去看能不能发现这个人，来帮助这个警察来找到这个人。实际上我们昨天晚上9点钟左右的时候，一个邻居已经看到这个人和他的狗了。我们后来号召了2个小分队，当我们赶去的时候，很遗憾，让他逃跑了。所以我们现在是整个的neighborhood， 包括我们将近200人的邻居居住在那一个这个我们社区的每条街道上的都有我们的邻居，只要这个人出现，只要跟他的狗的出现，我们200多人的眼睛，200多双眼睛会盯着他。不管我们是出去开车，我们去送孩子也好，我们去接孩子也好，我们出去健身也好，我们出去遛狗，去 park 遛狗也好，我们200双眼睛，只要他出现，我们都不会放过他的。每个人手里头都有这个人的图片，每个人手里都有警察的号码以及 case number， 所以只要他出现，我们就会帮助这个报告给警察。最后我是想说的是什么呢？新月是我们很好的邻居哈。我想跟新月讲的是什么呢？我们现在有这么多警察在帮助你，有这 government 在 support you， 有我们 over 200 lovely neighbors support you， so stand up and no fear， 你不是 alone， 我们都会帮助你的，加油，谢谢哈。
Thank you. So Ying is basically the community neighborhood leader. They have a neighborhood watch group. So as soon as she's here from Xingyun, so she was very astounded. Actually, the event occurred, just in her backyard. So basically, Ying, mobilized the whole neighborhood watch groups, about 200 family. So the 200 people will start to, sort of scouting in the neighborhood to make sure whenever this guy come out with the dog, and they're trying to catch him or pick him, so. So on the side of the token, Ying encouraged Xinyu, basically you are not alone. And we have the whole neighborhood supporting you. So be strong, and we will pick it up.
Yeah, so there's one thing that I wanted to add is that should you ever spot or saw the suspect, please do not approach him directly, and make sure that you call the YRP hotline so that they can help them with the investigation as well. So it's very important that do not approach the suspect yourself, and make sure that you pass any information that you can collect and pass on to YRP.
Now, can I call upon our favorite former MP, Minister Michael Chen, to speak a few words? Michael.
Oh, thank you, Alex, and also thank you, Amanda. I want to thank the Facebook group members. I want to express my deepest sympathy to Xinyu, your alumni, your neighbors. Also, I want to say hello to the media friends. I know a lot of media are present in this meeting. I want to follow up on Councillor Amanda, what you just said about approaching the offender. Definitely, don't kind of like challenge him when you see him. As a matter of fact, when I was watching the video, I think Xinyi is a bit lucky. May I use the word lucky? Because basically you are challenging the offender, the conversation become more challenging, and it resulted in some attack. Just imagine sometimes in a car road rage, people can lose their lives. So again, here for all the people in Pleasance, I know there are in life, there are things that you want to get it over with. Always think about protecting yourself as well. Racism is not new. I don't think this is the last case of racism in Markham or in Toronto or in Canada. I lived in Markham 26 years. And over the years, we had an elder who walked across the street and being yelled at. I had all kind of racism happening, and it's just so unfortunate. This kind of hatred, this kind of attitude keep continue. I know we all want to condemn the incident, but I actually want to, what else can we do other than condemn the incident, report to the police, and perhaps catch the offender? But what else? What else can we do? What are the reasons that causing this type of behavior of other people? So I know this is another time for debate, but then we do have to think about all these reasons. Is our society progressing the right way, or our society just stagnant in terms of addressing this anti-racism? I know some reason can be political, some can be religious, some can be back home politics, and some can be just hatred. Again, that's another day for another debate. Pleased to be here. Pleased to be a part of this anti-racism forum. And Councillor or Alex, anytime that regarding this social issue, please give me a shout. More than happy to involve, and more than happy if there are some action suggested to add on. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We will definitely take on some action together, collectively. So now can I call upon City of Markham Councillor Khalid Usman? Khalid.
Good afternoon. I am lost for words after I saw that video. It is, and I'm glad, I think Michael just talked about it, and I'm glad that the reaction was only verbal abuse, not really physical, because these guys can react physically as they've done in other places. But luckily, it was only verbal, even though that is not acceptable at all, at least in Canada. So I'm going to go back to my prepared notes, but that was just an observation I made while I saw her break down. And it broke my heart too, to see her express what she went through. May God not give anybody this opportunity to witness that. For the other members and press, my name is Khalid Usman, and I'm the Ward 7 Councillor for the City of Markham. Thank you, Alex and Amanda, for inviting me to this important discussion. on the concern on recent anti-Asian racism incident in Markham. Because it's in our city, I am even more concerned. I'd like to address an issue and an ongoing concern for us in Markham and in Canada regarding people who are purposely attacked using hateful remarks on Chinese community. When I was listening to Miss Yen Yui share her feelings with all of us, you could see how she broke down with fear. She demonstrated real bravery to challenge that racist and bully. I'm glad he walked away with verbal abuse only. It could have turned ugly. As you know, Muslim community faced similar hate and discrimination lately. So we all have common interest in beating this menace of hate. This is most unlike Canada. I am deeply disturbed and disgusted by the recent criminal act by an individual against members of our Asian community. This verbal assault on one of our residents by Bayview and Willowbrook, who was simply concerned that the owner of his dog was not on a leash on public property. I'm shocked and disturbed that she was assaulted the way she was with verbal abuse. And who has the right to say what he said? That go back? What do you mean go back? This is as much her country as anybody else's. This is just one of many incidents that happened, and this must stop. It's our duty to make sure it stops. We're all, regardless of our race, color, gender, or religion, must respect each other and never forget we live in Canada, where it's supposed to be not only a democratic country, but safe, and we are all equal. We all know that racism is a real thing, and racism towards Asian community has become more and more of an issue in the last 2 years. This recent incident shows that this is still a huge problem, and more work needs to be done to put an end to this, as again, all members of our community need to feel welcome and safe. Mayor Frank Scarpitti recently, in a statement, he said, Markham is proud to be Canada's most diverse city. We wear a badge of honor and we celebrate our rich culture. Hate should not be tolerated, and I stand by my Chinese community and will continue to address this on council. It will never happen again, hopefully. We'll also have to ask our federal member of parliament, because we need legislation to make sure that these kinds of incidents are treated as criminal offenses, or else it'll be difficult to monitor and stop. I ask that we all join together and offer help and support to the Asian community. We'll all need to work together to put an end to racism and promote tolerance. To the victim in the assault, I hope that you are all right and able to recover from both the physical and mental injuries you suffered through this. Because I could see, I could read her face, I could read her body. It was just, she was broken. And this is not what we want our citizens to be. To the perpetrator, I ask that if you have not already done so, contact YRP and turn yourself in, or anybody who can identify, because that is from the Thornhill area. So if we can help that, I think that'll be good, because YRP has been fighting the racism in a very strong way. So with those words, it's a very strange thing. Normally when we speak on occasions where it's happy, we are celebrating, but today is a day here we are feeling, all of us are feeling sad because we see what she went through.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you for your compassionate, like a speech. So we definitely will work together as a group collectively to take some action.
Thank
So
you,
now,
Alec.
so now can I call upon a longtime community member, also Rotary Club, like a longtime director, Neil Thomas, to speak a few words.
Thank you, Alec. Yeah, my name is Neil Thomas. I've had a business in Markham for the past 18 years and an active member and past president of the Markham Unionville Rotary Club. I just kind of want to lend my voice as well. So we're all fortunate, and it's been said over and over, we live in a very diverse part of one of the greatest countries in the world. But I think it's very important that we're doing what we're doing right now. It's reacting strongly to little incidents that happen. Because if we're dealing with it now, we don't get into some of the serious incidents like we've seen in the Muslim community that end up causing people's lives. It's like having good housekeeping or practicing good maintenance. If we're dealing with issues now, we're dealing with it strongly. Hopefully, we won't see some of the worst types of incidents that we can see. It's absolutely disheartening when you see somebody has a privilege to live in this country and live in this area that would resort to racism so easily. And that's one of the things that really made my blood boil when I watched the video. Yes, people have disputes. People have disputes in public spaces. But to resort to a racist rant is absolutely troubling. When I get upset with something, I like to do something. And it's not a lot I can do, but one thing I have offered to do is to put up a $500 reward for somebody that would identify this individual to York Region Police. If somebody does identify them, if we can make that public, if anybody else wants to chip in and do that to make it worthwhile. It's important that we identify this person, we make an example because we do care about this community. And if we're not going to react, then it's going to go undealt with. So in final words, I just want to say, let's stay strong. We have a beautiful community. It's diverse. We're privileged to live in a place like that. Let's keep supporting each other and keep our community strong. Thank you.
Yeah, since Neil speak up the award, I'll match up with Neil as I said before, whoever come along, I will match with the Neil Thomas among, to award those people. But don't forget, like when you got a lead, you make sure that you get through the York Region Police other than do it yourself. Yep, thank you. So can I call upon the community leader from Hindu community, Niptu Gupta. Niptu.
I thank you very much, Alex and Councillor Kaluji, for bringing all of us together for such a good cause, which really needs all of us to stay connected. Being a member of Visible Minority myself, I could feel the pain when any community member from any community, not only Hindu community, is affected by any kind of hate crime, whether it is verbal or it is physical, because definitely even emotional, verbal, or any kind of abuse is abuse, right? Any kind of hate crime, who goes through is definitely affected. But I can feel the pain because that brings fear and anxiety in our mind also, like we could be the next, because we have seen, irrespective of any color, caste, or creed, we all experience this kind of hate. Maybe it's verbal or some kind of discrimination. Sometimes, we can feel it. We can, sometimes come across ourselves. But I think the best way we could preserve the beauty of multicultural society here and diverse culture of Markham and as well as Canada is we all should stay connected, and we all should, stay together and fight it together. That's it. And come forward and report the incident then and there. I really feel very, feel the pain of the victim today when she narrated her story. Like, it is such a bad thing. Like, tolerance level has gone so low of some people. Like, you should be more tolerant, right? And that's why, we should be we should educate each other about our culture, religion, faith, rituals. Sometimes it happens like people confuse religion and culture. And on basis of that, such hate crimes occur. But if we stay connected and if we stay together there for each other, I think we can stop this. That's the only way. And thank you very much for stepping up for this issue and bringing all of us together.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Nipto. It could happen to any one of us.
Yes.
So we must work together. Now, can I call upon Muslim community leader Kash Khan to speak?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kashif Khan, and I'm a humble volunteer within the city of Markham. Thank you, everyone, for meeting today at this press conference to raise our voice against racism and discrimination in the city of Markham. It's great to see many community leaders representing different faith and cultures, and we all are here to condemn racism and discrimination from our society. We all know that diversity and inclusion are cornerstone of Canadian identity, and our diversity is our unique strength. Diversity and openness are woven into the fabric of Canadian culture. And despite its many advantages, we are still facing challenges in Canada. There are many people and communities who face systemic racism and discrimination in our country. Recent events in Canada have shown that no community is immune to the effects of hateful behavior. Recently, Muslim family was killed in an act of terrorism in Canada in the form of Islamophobia. Whether it's racism or discrimination based on Islamophobia, anti-Asian, anti-Indigenous, anti-Semitic, or anti-Black, it is clear that we need to do more to combat racism and discrimination in all of its form. The recent act of anti-Asian hate in our community is deeply troubling. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victim and their families. We are all are with you, ma'am, and we will stay united to fight racism and discrimination. As Minister Chan mentioned, what to do next, or as Councillor Khalid Usman also mentioned, we need to do more. I'm working with Councillor Imelda Lucci, and we are having an interfaith group discussion coming up very soon to bring tolerance and peace in our society. Thank you, and let's stay united and together to fight racism and discrimination. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Khan. Can I call upon Pat Harvey, representing the Markham African Caribbean Association? Pat, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Yes, so I'm here representing the Markham African Caribbean Association today. Thanks to Councillor Kalushi for bringing this, or inviting us, bringing us to this attention. This kind of behavior is not unknown or unusual for the Black community. Often you hear the people in the Black community have always talked about how they're treated, in situations like this. I'm glad to hear that the police is involved in trying to find this man. And I must say that several years ago, someone at the subway spit into my face. I wasn't in the subway, and then he ran. Absolutely not somebody I know, somebody as, it's not like I could even attempt to do anything because he spit in my face and ran away. I must say that I did, in fact, inform the police department of it, and of course, they totally apologized to me for what transpired. But nevertheless, he did, in fact, says, we have no way of finding this person and things like that. So, this thing has been going on for a while. I'm glad this lady brought this to our attention, and I'm sincerely hope that the police will find him and that he will be dealt with. I am very impressed also, as well as the city of Markham has taken up this situation and brought us all together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pat. So I just saw Jean Pardo coming in from the Filipino community. So Jean, can you speak now? maybe she's still connecting. So
So
why
is
don't
she in the waiting room or is she already in?
I just accept her?
Also,
Oh,
hi.
okay.
Sorry, I thought this is Jean Pardo Ilampero. I'm sorry, I thought it's tonight.
Yeah. No. Just please go ahead. Like or you want to listen now to
Oh, just listening in. Thank
Okay.
you.
So you're not gonna speak?
Oh, it's just an observation from me, right? From my own perspective, and I'm talking about in Canada in general. Like it appears that the momentum in spreading awareness of anti-Asian hate crime is dying down, which I think is good or bad, depending on your own perspective. Good, which means that there are no incidents to report, but bad as it implies that we are sweeping this problem under the rug. And the last report that was made publicly in number of the hate crime was in March 2021. And I think during that month, 1,100 incidents was reported all over Canada. But to date, I Googled this information, right? And no report came out. What does it mean then? Nothing to report, or are we losing support from the community and levels of government? That is just my observation.
Yeah, Councillor Amanda Galucci was saying that York Region Police seems to think that a lot of these type of incident may not get reported because like those
And that is
residents do
true.
not come forward. That's a big issue, right?
That is so true.
And
So I
perhaps
think,
we can keep an open eye. Basically maybe there's like a reporting issue, or the ticket from there, because every now and then we see that happening. So
Yeah.
and it can still like a little thing then can become haywire. That's really concern the public safety. So now can I call upon Turkish community leader Yildiz to speak?
can you unmute her? Maybe she doesn't know how to unmute. Can you help her?
No, I can only ask her to unmute.
Oh,
Okay,
Can
she's
you
good
hear
now.
me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
yes,
please go
we
ahead.
can.
First, I like to say thank you to Amanda for inviting me. Very important meeting. I appreciate it. And I am very sorry for all the victims they went through. I was hardly listened. It was very touching, very real. And I am very sorry what I heard. So racism everywhere, all over the world. I think we have to stay together, grow together, and we need more people to support us. We have to educate them. And, I have my own stories in my life. We all have, I guess, something. And it is not easy. People, sometimes they don't know. That's why education is very important. So, yeah, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, guys.
So thank you, Yildiz. So Councillor Amanda Galucci, can we organize a post event,
For
type of
sure.
meeting, and then we get together, see what else we should do,
Yeah, for sure. So there.
Go ahead.
There are a few things I just wanted to say after listening to all the speakers. First of all, I think that kind of to respond to Jean comment about like it seems like the incidences have declined, and yes, your YRP actually have mentioned that. I think that like due to fear, most cases is really due to fear that people tend not to report it. So again, I just wanted to emphasize that the victim of this incident, I really thank you and appreciate her bravery for coming forward, not only to report to the police but also appear on this press conference to share with us on her post attack, how she felt about it. I think it's very, very important to let her story to be told. And this anti-racism, this type of combating racism in North America, this effort, is going to be a long road. We know that because like I mentioned before, that ever since the 1900s, Asians are being called yellow peril, and then to the head tax, and then to being called the Chinese virus. Is all political driven. And that is going to be a long road for us to continue to fight. So Alex, to answer your question, yes, definitely. After this press conference, we will continue to work together. And I think that one of the silver lining coming out from this incident is that Xingyue, you can see that you have tremendous support from the community, not only from the Asian community, but across the Black community, Muslim community, Turkish community, Filipino community. And I know that because of the short notice, I know that more community members and leaders wanted to join, but because of the quick notice, that we're not able to bring everybody together. But we will continue to fight racism together.
So now time is 2:02. We overrun, our the time 2:00. So, but I think, I will question and answer, but we just going to restrict to the media for the question and answer. So anybody and any media would like to have a question or conversation with Xinyu, by all means, come forward. Yeah. Unmute yourself. Yeah. So we also have CBC News. If a CBC would like to ask a few questions, I'll be happy to do the translation if needed. Yeah. So Xingdao, Mingbao.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention, sorry, Alex, one more point is that, just from a media attendance perspective, I'm also very glad to see how diverse that is, right? So we have CBC News, we have South Asian media, and then we also have Chinese media as well. So I just wanted to especially thank Nitu Gupta for helping to get the South Asian media coming to join us as well.
Thank you. Without further, if there's no question from the media, so Xinyu, do you want to say something before we end the meeting? Xinyu, go ahead. Yeah. You see, we have the whole community supporting you. So, it's basically, it's like something you can feel more comfortable,
Sorry to for the joining a little bit late. And my name is Vegbir Chauhan, and I'm connected from a long time in the South Asian Punjabi community media. And thanks a lot for Nitu Gupta for inviting me, right? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So Xinyu, please go ahead. Yeah. 你可以开始了。
Oh, I think that her volume is really low, Alex.
Yeah. You have to unmute yourself, Xinyu. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to thank everybody. Thanks for the help. Thanks for the support.
Yeah. You have anything, just by all means, open your heart. You see the whole community. Today we have, over 100, approximately about 100 people. Somebody have rep already. So it's a community thing. So you have anything that you want to talk, just by all means, come to us or chat with a friend. You have the 200 neighborhood, in your comfort zone. So by all means, come out and enjoy, while before the winter is coming. So it's still a good time to do the jogging. So that's all I can say, and I know it's hard because I've gone through all these dog bite in the past. It's quite traumatized, and so it will get it will get over. So without Counselor, Amanda, you have anything to comfort Sinyu?
No, actually, again, I just wanted to thank the entire media community for supporting this press conference, and I hope that through all of the sharing and the story was being told by the victim firsthand, we're able to kind of spread this message across and on this racism issue. And at the same time, again, I just also wanted to remind anybody, if you ever have any lead or any information in regards to helping to identify the attacker, please do give these information to YRP directly, and do not confront and do not approach the suspect yourself. So it's very important. And again, everybody is here to support you, Xinjue, and I hope that you'll get your justice very soon. So.
Yes, so Councillor, I'm going to suggest, maybe we shall, not only the Facebook, but also we shall set up WhatsApp group and WeChat group so that we
Sure,
can connect using the same name and connect everyone.
For sure.
So
we already have
everybody.
we already have a WeChat group. So we have a Facebook group. Definitely we can set up a WhatsApp group as well. So.
And then, because like it's important that we can, communicate effectively. Should anything happen, we all stand up for this type of racism or any kind of affecting the public safety.
Yeah.
So without further ado, I think we shall close the meeting unless anybody have any last word they want to say.
Any media have questions for maybe for the victim or maybe her friends?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm not a media, but just a resident in this community. So I also want to say something. First, I want to show my respect to Xinjue. So she is actually very brave. Actually, it's me myself. So she stand up actually for this type of thing, not only for herself but also for the community. I really want to show my respect. The second thing I want to mention here is that Xinjue mentioned that she's quite afraid. She doesn't want to go out. She's afraid to go out. So. But before the suspect is captured, so what the counselor you want can help to protect Xinjue before the suspect is really get caught by the police?
So that's a very good question. Thank you, Paul, for asking this question. I think that Xinjue has a lot of support locally, with their local residents group, which is, I believe, is the neighborhood watch with like 200 homes. So I would say that if Xinjue will feel more comfortable, she can actually get together with a few neighbors, when she wanted to go out for a walk. That would actually give her more of a sense of safety or comfort, at least, right? So obviously, I know that YRP is working very hard and deeply involved in this investigation. So in the meantime, Xinjue can get together with a few neighbors before you go out for a walk.
Yeah, I like to think that Canada is still very safe. Markham is still very safe.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no need, to worry. I think, it's just the incident traumatized her. Take some time for her to, absorb and take it from there. So anyway, without further ado, we shall, close the meeting. Thank you for all the speaker and the community, and particularly the media. If you have any further question, by all means, contact Amanda or myself, or even Xinjue. We'll take it from there. Thank you, and don't forget tomorrow is the Indigenous Day. So
Orange Shirt Day. So obviously, racism also impacted the Indigenous people of Canada as well. The genocide happened to them. We all should take tomorrow, which is the National Orange Shirt Day, to remember and educate ourselves of what happened to them as well. Today I'm actually wearing orange already, but tomorrow, if you have any orange outfits or any orange shirt, please do wear that to support Indigenous people of Canada.
So once again, racism is not just Asian, not just Black. It could happen to Indigenous, it could happen to the Muslim community. So a problem with any one of us is a problem for everyone. So we need to work together as a group collectively. We shall meet together and we will talk about the next action. And then as the information become available, we'll let you guys know, and we will continue to connect through the social media as well as our existing connection. Thank you, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.